Welcome to the Plutus IS. Today we'll cover one of the topic of a zoology optional, paper 1, section the reproduction in poriferas. Right? In UPSC zoology optional, there are mainly three topics in the poriferas. The general features, of course, then the water canal system. Actually, water canal system comes in your general features because water canal system helps in your respiration, nutrition, excretion, reproduction, everything. And the third is your reproduction, right? So most of the time the question has been asked from the water canal system. So of course you'll find so many things, and it is a very lengthy, elaborated topic. It is not just only the three types of Escon, Sycon, and Leucon, and there's another type also, Rehgon. And you can make your copy different from other copy. You can also differentiate the type of Leucon into their Europhilus, Aphodus, and Diphodus or Biphodus. Okay, so if whenever you're writing the water canal system, write it in that way. So today we'll cover the reproduction in poriferas. So poriferas are your poriferas. The first of all, before starting the reproduction, first of all, we need to know what is the body type. Body type is your tissue level of organization. Tissue level of organizations occur in the poriferas. That means there are not specific kind of reproductive organ has been developed in the poriferas, right? But they are tissue level, so that means they are multicellular. है ना? So इनमें they have both type of reproduction. The first is asexual type of reproduction, and the second is sexual type of reproduction. है ना? Asexual type of sexual type of reproduction. Sexual. What does that mean? Asexual type of reproduction. That means occur in a single body. And not even occur in a single body. There is no fusion or the nuclear exchange or any exchange of genetic material with the two separate nuclei. Right. While in the sexual reproduction, there is a fusion or the nuclear exchange of the genetic material. Right. So asexual reproduction occurs with the how many ways? The first is your fission. Right. Next, the second is your budding. Right. The third is your reduction bodies. The third is your reduction bodies. And fourth is your gemule formation. Gemule formation is one of the very important topics. This has been asked so many times. It is sometimes we just get confused if we don't know, because generally asexual reproduction is just budding, fission, and so on, right? But gemule formation is actually occurs during the unfavorable condition. Okay. So today we'll talk about the sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction occurs normally. And one more thing, poriferas are your hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite. What does that mean? Hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite means, look, that means both male and female body, male and female sexual organ occurs in the same body, right? And they're also unisexual. Unisexual or dioecious. We know these terms, right? What is the unisexual? And dioecious are the same thing. And bisexual and monoecious are the same thing. We know this term, right? Unisexual means and bisexual means, unisexual means there are single sexual organ present inside the one organism, and bisexual means there are both female and male present in both single organism, right? So today we'll talk about the sexual reproduction. The sperm are modified from the archaeocyte cells. From archaeocyte cells. There is proper formation. There's a proper process of gametogenesis. In last class, when we talk about the poriferas general feature, we talked about there are so many types of cells found in that poriferas, right? So archaeocyte cells have the ability of totipotency. So sperm and ovaries. Ovaries are from your archaeocyte and the nerve cells. Two cells combinedly form the ova. What happens? While they are hermaphrodite, they do have still cross fertilization. Why there is need of cross fertilization when they are hermaphrodite? Because development of the sperm and ova, because development of sperm and ova occurs at different timing. At different timing, right? So what happens? Sperm of one animal, sperm of one sponge or organism, sponge, move out, move out from the body, from the body through osculum, through osculum with the help of water canal system, water canal system, and move with water current, move with water current, and enters into another sponge or another body of a sponge, another sponge or body, another body of a sponge through again ingressing water, which is your ostia, right? There is again your water canal system. Look, that's what I was talking about. The water canal system helps in your reproduction also, right? So after that, fertilization takes place. After reaching the sperm, after reaching the sperm into female body, into another body, to another sponge, sperms are guided, sperms are guided with which kind of cells? They're collar cells or conocytes, right? Because they have conocytes, because they have flagella. So they help in the movement of that sperm also. So they particularly help in the direction of that movement. Conocyte cells or collar cells, right? Here, the fusion takes place or the fertilization takes place. Here, the fusion or the fertilization takes place, which form the zygote, which form the zygote, right? There's a one more thing important. There is a indirect development. What is the indirect development? That means development occurs through the larval stages. The larval stages. Different types of larvae are found. Mainly two types of larvae. The first is your amphiblastula. The first is your amphiblastula, and the second is your parenchyma. Parenchyma, right? Amphiblastula or parenchyma types of इसके इन दोनों पे UPSC has been asked questions separately. Okay. Amphiblastula के बारे में suppose that if we talk about little bit, amphiblastula, what is the significance of blastula? What is the significance of indirect development? Or what is the significance of larval development? You can also tell me, and if you don't know, I can of course tell you. You can just let me know in the comment section. What is the amphiblastula larva? Amphiblastula larva का जो structure होता है, it is like that, right? It is like that only. Here, the upper cells modified into macromere, and the lower portion में जो आपकी cells होती हैं, they modified into large cells, right? So these are known as they have the flagella attached. They have the flagella attached. These differentiation types, this the cells are differentiated, so the body is become polarized, right? So this is a one body, and this is the upper body part, and this is the lower body part. Upper body part of the zygote modified into, this is your micromeres, this is your micromeres, and this is your macromeres. These are the large in shape and these are small in shape. They have the flagella, है ना? What the flagella do? Flagella help in the locomotion. Flagella help in the locomotion, and of course they give this the polarity. This the polarity gives flagella locomotion or the movement. Or specifically, हम लोग if we talk about this gives the directional movement due to the polarity in the body, right? Due to the polarity in body. What happens after the formation of fertilization? There's a zygote. Zygote से आपका larva, and larva converts into your adult body, right? Adult body. What happens? These the small आपकी macromeres हैं, they just delaminate. They just become delaminate during the formation of adult body, and these small cells or the micromere cells convert and form the which kind of cells? There are so many types of cells found in the poriferas, right? So these have flagella. So these type of cells form the converts into, यहाँ पे स्टॉप बना के हम ये पॉइंट लिख सकते हैं, माइक्रोमियर converts during development into conocyte cells, because in the adult body conocyte cells have a flagella, right? Conocyte cell or collar cells by delamination. Delamination is one of your topic in the development biology. There's an inversion and invagination. There's so many kind of so modification in the cell during the development. तो क्या उसमें क्या होता है, ये वाली सेल्स मॉडिफाइड होकर आपकी डिलैमिनेट होकर आपकी कॉलर सेल बनाती है, एंड फाइनली देयर इज द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ अडल्ट. ओके, थैंक यू. If you want, we can cover the parenchymal larva. I think we'll cover in the next class or something. Thank you so much.